everyone, welcome to another Countdown to Christmas Stamp Chatter video. My name is Leanne and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And today we're going to do another card, another Christmas card using Yuletide Village. So we're going to make this card, we're going to make it a little bit different but similar. And let me show you the pieces that we need today. Okay. We're going to use this embossing folder. This is the, wow, my brain wants to call it snowy. I think it's Snowflake Sky. That's what it's called. I got it right this time. It's in the annual catalog. We're also going to use Stylish Shapes. It's also in the annual catalog. Yuletide Village, that is from the mini catalog. And Falling Snow. And the Peaceful Season dies. We're not gonna, well, we're gonna use part of the stamp set, but we're gonna use the dies as well. So that's what we're gonna use to make our card today. So I'm gonna bring in my cutter and we are gonna use some basic gray. And we're just gonna do a basic cardstock fold. So a 5 1/2, and this is 8 1/2. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/4, and that's going to become our card base. Let me put that aside. I'm going to bring in some Pool Party and some Smoky Slate. That's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So that's going to be a layer on the top of our card. So smaller than the card front itself. And then Pool Party, and I'm going to make this 3 3/4 by 5, just like that. And you're also going to need some Whisper White. I have a piece here. I'm going to cut it to 4 inches wide because I want it to line up with that Smoky Slate. So 4 inches. And it doesn't matter what the height is, as long as it's at least halfway. All right, so I need some scrap white as well, and a little piece of scrap gray. Okay, so let's take our base and fold that in half. Give that a good press. I'll put that aside for a second. We're going to bring in our Pool Party. And what we're going to do with this is take the background Falling Snow. I'm just going to leave it in the case and stamp it with some Versamark. So what do you think is the bottom or the right side? I think the snow accumulated on the bottom is the right way that this stamp should go. But you might think it goes the other way. And at the end of the day, it probably doesn't really matter. So, all right. I'm just going to rub my fingers along here. Pull that off. You won't see it right away. It does kind of have to dry a little bit. And then I'm going to adhere it to the front of our card base. So let's do that. Just like that. Okay, so once this is on, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to get covered up. We're going to take the Smoky Slate and we're going to take the circle, one of the circles from Stylish Shapes. A bit of a tongue twister when I say that. And we're going to put it, I'm going to say approximately here. All right, and I'm going to run that through my Big Shot. And then we're also going to emboss it. So I'm going to run this through first and then emboss it. If I emboss it and then run and punch a circle out of it, I'm going to flatten the embossing texture, which you may want to. You may like that look. I don't want that look. So I'm going to go ahead, cut this out, and then emboss it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have die cut the circle and I've run it through the embossing folder. And I didn't really pay attention to which direction, but I think I got the right direction. So that's good. Now, I would love to put a little bit of white on these snowflakes. And if you wouldn't know it, I cannot find my sponges anywhere. So we're going to take some Whisper White. And I'm going to use a blending brush. And it's going to be a bit difficult up here. So I think what I'm going to do is purposely something different because I'm not going to be able to get these snowflakes. So this part at the bottom, that's just going to be covered up anyway. But the piece at the top, let me see, I need a scrap piece of paper. All right, let's just ever so slightly, I think I'm just going to dab. But you know what? I'm just going to do streaks. And if it gets on the card, I'm not even going to worry about it. So it might be hard to see, but it does bring that up a little bit. Okay, just like that. That's pretty good. Put my brush away. Okay. So that's good. We're going to leave that. That'll get popped up eventually. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in a piece of white that is 4 1/4, and doesn't really matter the height. I want it to be 4 1/4 because it has to layer on our smoky slate. And you see how I have a little bit of a hill in the background? I didn't have a template for that. I just freehanded it, but I'm going to use this as a bit of a template, so I at least am high enough that that word Christmas will fit. So, and then I'm just going to come in here with my pencil because I don't like that. Let me see. Wow, I don't like that either. You know, sometimes your hand is shaky, sometimes your hand is steady. Right now, it's not so good. Actually, you know what? I did one earlier. Did I? Kind of. I did. I'm going to use that one as my template. Perfect. Much easier. And if I were smart, I would keep that piece of paper. All right. Okay. I always want to cut it out first, but don't cut it out. Just leave it that way. Bring in your black memento, and instead of a house, I'm going to use the church from Yuletide Village. So I'll take my memento, stamp that. I'm going to go right over that pencil line and close to the left here. Stamp that. I'm going to take my tree. I'm going to bring that in also, go right over the pencil line. All right. Now what I'm going to do is color it. I'm going to color it, and then I'm going to cut out everything above all this. I'm going to cut it all out. So the first card I did this quite a few weeks ago. And because I'm just playing and creating, I just cut out the house and put it over top, which if you want to do that, that's fine. I wanted to integrate mine and make it one piece. So bear with me here as I color this, and then cut it out. So what colors am I going to use? I'm going to use Poppy Parade, some Pool Party, some Old Olive, I believe some Pecan, and what else am I going to use on here? Smoky Slate. So those are the colors of blends that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and color this. I'll speed this up for you so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. And then I'll come back and we'll cut it out. there I have my church colored in, and I'm just going to fussy cut this out. So again, I'm going to cut on top of the church and over that hill. And I think I will go this way. Okay, there you go. It's not often I have to fussy cut something out, so I'm not as practiced as I used to be. But let's get these pencil lines out of the way so nothing is showing. And there you go. You've got your front. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in some dark basic gray, and I'm going to use some adhesive sheets here so that it will be a lot easier to stick on the Christmas sayings. So I need to cut one up that's going to fit the back of this. So I'll bring in my cutter. This is 1.5. So I won't make it quite 1.5. We'll go 1 3/8 maybe. This is just going to make it easier for me, less gluey when you do this. Okay, cut that off maybe about, oh look, there happens to be one of those right where I want it. So I'll peel these 2 sections off, and then I will, perfect. I like that. Okay. Let's find my Peaceful Season dies. They're right here. I've got the Christmas saying. Let's flip that over and let's go cut that out. Okay, so I have my Christmas word, and before I do that, I'm gonna find here somewhere, right here. I have a little block. I took out the word Mary. That doesn't look straight to me. There we go. From the Peaceful Season stamp set. And I'm just going to, I'm not gonna use black. I'm gonna use basic gray. And up here, you know what? Actually, let's do this first in case I want to move. Okay, don't forget the little top of the eye. You don't want that to go missing. Okay, so there we go. I already have my glue on the back, so I will carefully take that off. Don't pull too quickly. You don't want to distort your word by pulling it or stretching it in any way. Oop. Okay, let's put that on here. I think I'm going to use my tweezers. Put that about there. Just like that. Now, take the eye. You know what? Let's see if I can get the back off while it's still in here. Maybe not. Yes, I did. All right, so I'm just gonna nest that over top and then push that down. Look at that. Is it really that high off of the... I guess it is. Huh. Well, I don't like it that high. So after all that, I think I'm gonna lower it if I can. Yeah. Just like that. All right, I like that better. Okay, so let's take this and put that aside and bring in my Mary and stamp that up. Merry Christmas. All right, I like that. All right, let's bring in our base again. Now, I did do another tree earlier and cut it out. So this is gonna go at the bottom. So I'm gonna flip it over and take a pencil and just put a pencil line there because I don't want any glue to go there. So now I know that the glue will go to the outside of that pencil line that I've drawn, and then I won't get glue where I don't want it. Bring this back in. Okay, just like that. Now, the tricky part. Let's bring in some strips, foam adhesive strips. And I'm going to apply them to the back here. I think I'm going to need 2, but let's do one at a time here. 1, 2. Let's put one on the back here, give it some support up here. Take another strip, go down this way, and one more. Now I might have to put this on off camera only because I have to be right over top of it if I want to get it. Let's see. Let's see what I can do here. I don't have to peel all these strips at once. I could be smart about it. And I could do that. That's probably smarter. And the same for the bottom. So I've got it started, but not fully down. So that way, let's see, I can make this as even as I can. I think I like that. And then I just have to pull this, pull that. There you go. All right, let's add our tree. Put a little bit of glue on the back here. Not too much, it's a bit much. I'll spread it around. There we go. Some tweezers, and we'll plop that in the background to finish our card. There you go. Whoops. This would make a fun shaker card, actually. Do the exact same thing, only in this window, put some acetate and fill it with snowflakes or something. And speaking of which, I'm going to add a few snowflakes. Let me see. I like to do odds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I will grab these tiny little snowflakes. There's 2 sizes in here. Oop, what was that one? I'm not sure. Tiny one. Right there. Oh, it's like surgery. Very delicate work. Grab a tiny one again. Do I want a tiny one? Yep. Don't worry if the glue gets out from under it. It will dry clear. But it's going to take a while to dry. So there you go. Another card made with the Yuletide Village. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys join me next week where I'll have another countdown to Christmas video. Thanks, guys. See you later.